What's up, Tri family? I hope you're having a great Saturday. Today's day 6 of our quiet time reflection, and we're going to be in a new segment, Matthew chapter 1. It's a new book. Last week we finished 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, and now we're going into Matthew. And so we're going to be in chapter 1, verses 22 through 26. And this is what it says. Actually, 25. So 22 verse 225. And this is what it says. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had spoken by the prophet. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which means God with us. When Joseph woke up from his sleep, he did as the angel of the Lord commanded him. He took his wife, but knew her not until she had given birth to a son, and he called his name Jesus. And so the first question is, what word or verse stands out to you from this passage and why? It's interesting to see how in chapter 1 we see the genealogies of Christ, right? There's 3 different 14 generation ones, and then we see the book that starts to see Joseph, Mary, the angel, and then of course Jesus. And so when you look not only in chapter 1 but maybe in other chapters or other verses in the Bible, it's good to have this question of saying what word or verse stands out to you from this passage. It helps us get into the word. It helps us to dig deeper and understand the context, at the same time what the chapter is actually talking about, or the verse is actually talking about, or that specific word. And in this segment, I like verse 23 of how he said, behold, you shall call his name Emmanuel, which means he is God. And so it's so cool to see how Jesus, his name is Emmanuel, which shows that he is God because of his name. And it's cool how names can represent a specific concept or a specific idea or a something or someone in general. Like Jesus, his name is Emmanuel, which means he is God, which is pretty cool for me. So check it out in not only in that verse or that chapter, look like that in the other chapters of the Bible or other books in the Bible. Don't limit yourself just to one segment that we're just reading. So the second question says, what prophecy did Mary fulfill in this chapter, right? And it goes back to Isaiah 7:14, where it talks about how a virgin, she's going to be bearing a son, which will be the Messiah or the Emmanuel, who's going to be saving the world, at the same time giving his life up for Christ. So in essence, the prophecy that she fulfills in Isaiah was that she bared a son that is going to save the world, which was Jesus, which is the Messiah. So she bears that fulfillment. At the same time, what was Jesus going to be called? Of course, we know that, Emmanuel and the Messiah. And so it's cool how the Old Testament goes also into the New Testament. And that connection goes not only in Isaiah and Matthew, but also throughout the whole book of the Bible, which is so cool to think about. So spend some time thinking today about what it means of Jesus and his name Emmanuel and God with us. So take the time to be in the word, because the word is important for you. And like we knew, our one cool word, Emmanuel, means that God is with us. It shows that his name is good. His name is enough. His name is all that we need. And so when you take the time to be in the word, we get to cool different experiences, at the same time cool information and facts about who Jesus is, but at the same time it helps us understand who he is. So spend time in the word, spend time praying, be with him. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Take the time, and I'll see y'all on Sunday. Peace.